ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति सुपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं पुंसजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखान्तरं वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं। हरि ओम तत्सत्। श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की जय। जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर पूर्णिमा महामहोत्सव की जय। Gaura Purnima festival this evening. It is said in the spiritual world, every day is a festival. Every word is a song, and every step is a dance. So even though we have celebrated Gaura Purnima more than a week ago in the temple, we celebrated 2 more on the weekends last week and 1 more today. I have 1 other program tomorrow as well. The celebration never stops. Today I thought we can discuss about the boundless mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How many of you here know who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Put your hand up. Okay, there is about half of you. How many of you don't know who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Put your hand up. Okay, thank you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the avatar, if you like. He is Lord Sri Krishna himself. Krishna, when he appeared 5,000 years ago, he gave the knowledge of Bhakti Yoga in the form of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Krishna gives these instructions and then he departs to his spiritual abode. So even though the instructions were given, nobody knew how to practice them, put them to practice. So the same Lord Sri Krishna appeared 500 years ago as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is also known as Gauranga. That's how we celebrate Gaura Purnima. This is the appearance day or the birthday of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is the Yuga Avatar who appeared 500 years ago to teach us the exact same instructions which he taught as when he came as Lord Sri Krishna 5,000 years ago. Unlike the instructions of Lord Sri Krishna, which are about like 550 in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions are very simple. He said, just come together in satsang like how you all do here in Vamanaksetra. You do abhishek, you chant, you dance, and then you feast on prasadam. So the process is very simple. Same process used to be very complex in the previous yugas. We live in Kali Yuga. There are 4 yugas altogether. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara and Kali Yuga. of the 4 yugas, even though Kali Yuga is considered to be the worst in terms of everything, in terms of inflation, unemployment, in terms of controlling one's mind, in terms of accessibility to natural resources. Compared to the previous 3 yugas, this is considered to be the worst among the 4. Nevertheless, Kali Yuga has one glorious quality, and that is simply by chanting Krishna's names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So simply by chanting Krishna's names, one can attain all perfection. Same achievement took thousands of years in the previous yuga. In this Kali Yuga, we can continue to do what we do, but all we have to do is simply add chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And if we simply do that, then we'll attain the same perfection which the sages and rishis, they attained in the previous ages. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came along with Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So you see 2 personalities there with their arms up. The one to your right is Lord Chaitanya, and the one to your left is Nityananda. So they appeared as Krishna Balram in Dwapara Yuga, which is the previous yuga, but in Kali Yuga, they appeared as Gaura Nitai. Kali Yuga has one other glorious quality. Last week I was sharing that in one of the hall program in Parramatta. Somebody came and asked me after, is that really true? I said, what? What you just said about Kali Yuga, is that really true? I said, yes, that's what it said in scriptures. Kali Yuga has one other glorious quality. In the previous 3 yugas, now listen to this carefully, because if you understand this, you will see how merciful Krishna is and how much concession he is giving for all of us. In the previous yuga, if somebody thought something bad in mind, even though they haven't acted on it, let's say there is a thief who is there, he wants to steal something. He just had that thought, but he hasn't stolen anything yet. And he changes his mind, no, I'm not going to steal. But simply because he indulged in that thought, he has to take the sinful reaction of stealing actually. Can you imagine it? Even though you don't indulge in an act, if you simply inculcate the thought, simply if you entertain the thought, you are as good as performing that sinful act, and you will be punished for that. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. That's why when you read some Puranic stories, you will come across instances where somebody will feel a little angry. Immediately they will get up from their asana, they go to Ganga, they take bath and come back, because they feel their whole body, consciousness, everything contaminated, and they want to get rid of that sins straight away. That's why they immediately go dip in Ganga and come back. Imagine if that rule is there in Kali Yuga. We'll all be aquatic species now, right? We can't come out of the waters. So many thoughts. So in previous ages, if somebody had even thought something bad, even without acting upon that thought, they will be punished. On the other hand, if they think about doing something good, but didn't execute, they won't take any credit also. Like somebody may think, I'll go take bath in Ganga. That's all, they're just thinking, but they didn't go. They may not take the full benefit of having taken bath in Ganga, or having taken bath in any other holy river. For Ganga, there is a Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. This is Radha Gopinath's Mahagarland. I saw Gopinath wearing it yesterday. Wherever you go, mercy still comes. So, if somebody thinks about doing something, but they don't actually do it, they don't take the full benefit. Whereas in Kali Yuga, if somebody cultivates some sinful thought, but still haven't acted upon it, and that sinful thought can be something simple, you look at the other person and you think, how rude, I feel like thrashing that person, and you feel envious of the other person, you feel not so comfortable being sitting right next to another person, so on and so forth. But if you don't act on that, you don't go tell anything to them, or you don't express that, the sin won't touch us. On the other hand, if you even think about doing something spiritual, how many of you had chance to go and take a dip in Mahakumbh? Okay, good. I didn't, I just put the hand up. How many of you wished, I wish I was in Prayagraj? Put your hand up now. Guess what? Congratulations, welcome to Kali Yuga. You will all take the benefit of actually taking bath in or taking a dip in Prayagraj. Now, how many of you regret you didn't even think about it then? If only Prabhuji, you told us 1 month before. Don't worry, Mahakumbh won't come again anyway in our lifetime. But that's what is given in the scriptures. In Kali Yuga, our temple is in North Sydney. We may think our temple is very far. If you think it's far, it's far. But if you think it's just here, you'll even go to Mahakumbh. Those of you who went to Mahakumbh, put your hand up. You can't use the excuse that temple is far anymore. I'll come after you. Or you may be wanting to do something in India. You may be wanting to go do something good even here. And you may not be actually be in a position to do. But simply if you even mentally think of doing something, you will take the full benefit of actually doing it. That's how glorious Kali Yuga is. The example that's given is just like, sometimes your exam question paper may be very tough. How many of you had that experience in your school days, college days? Put your hand up. Somehow I always felt every exam paper is difficult for me. But anyway, it's tough. But whenever the exam paper is tough, correction will be a little lenient. Kali Yuga is like that because we are in a position which is not so ideal. That concession is given. So what took people so many years, so many thousands of years to perfect, in Kali Yuga, it is attainable simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Let's chant the holy name of the Lord one more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And of all the avatars which Krishna has taken, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful of all the avatars. Every avatar has a certain mood. If I ask you to tell me name of an avatar who expressed extreme anger, come on, tell me the name. Narasimha. If I tell me the name of avatar of Krishna who just let out his fury, killing people literally indiscriminately using an axe. Who is that? Parashuram. It's given in Bhagavata Puran. Single-handedly he goes to a battlefield and literally he kills millions of all the soldiers single-handedly with the axe without even sparing the elephants and the horses. It's given like that. He went there, things were moving. Whatever that moved, he killed everyone. When he left, nothing moved. That's how much he vented out. Same way, if you look at all the avatars and you pick one avatar who is the most merciful among all of them, that is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanandau Sahoditau Gaudodaya Pushpavandau Chitrau Samdau Tamonudau. It's given. I worship those lordships, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Nityananda Prabhu, who simultaneously arose from the eastern horizon of Gaudadesh, which is Bengal, simultaneously like a sun and a moon, dissipating the darkness of this entire world. This is how Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita starts. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he appeared in the holy place of Navadvipa. It's in West Bengal, we can even see now. That's where we have ISKCON headquarters, world headquarters there. And that's where ISKCON is building the tallest and the biggest temple in the whole world. It's called Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So he appeared there. When he appeared as the son of a Brahmana by name Jagannath Mishra, who was a very, very devoted Brahmana. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mother's name was Sachi Devi. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born, he appeared under a neem tree. So when the time for name giving ceremony came, all the ladies in that area of Navadvip, they said we should call him Nimai. In Bengali, Nimba is Neem. So they said we have to call him Nimai. But all the men, they all said no, we have to call him Vishwambar. So Sachi Mata's father, Nilambar Chakravarti, who was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's maternal grandfather, he was a great astrologist. And he made an arrangement that this baby will be called by both the names. Official name is Vishwambar, literally meaning one who will carry the load of the entire universe. In other words, one who will be the supreme maintainer of all living entities in this world. And then the pet name, nickname, unofficial, informal name is Nimai. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was born, he already made people to start chanting the holy name. As a little child, as a little baby, he would cry incessantly. Now when a little baby cries, all the mothers would know, something is wrong, and they would try to ascertain what the reason for crying is. They try to feed him, they may think some insect has bitten him, so on and so forth. But they wouldn't actually be able to figure out. Until without knowing anything, they start to pray to Krishna, oh Vishnu, then immediately he'll stop. And then when they look at him, he'll start crying again. Again they'll try to find out, nothing. Again they'll call out Vishnu's name. Again they'll keep quiet, he'll keep quiet. That's when they figure out that the only way to keep him quiet is constantly chanting the holy name of the Lord. So they start a 24-hour kirtan. That's the first 24-hour kirtan. They'll start, whoever has the baby, they'll start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So she would hold them. And then he would stop. But when she stops, he will start to cry. So they had this roster, and every Mataji in that place, they will come and they would tend to baby Nimai, constantly chanting. In this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started his mission right from his childhood days. When the time came for his Annaprashna, which is usually done after 6 months after a baby is born, it's one of the 10 samskaras. In Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's case, both Namakarana, which is the name giving ceremony, as well as Annaprashna, both happened after 6 months only. For 6 months he was not having any official name. Normally the name is given, Namakarana is done after like a month to a newly born child. But for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, both Namakaran, Annaprashan, both happened 6 months later. So usually as part of the ceremony, what they do is to understand about the nature of the child, they would present a lot of things in the front. So Jagannath Mishra also placed a lot of things right in front of the baby Nimai. He placed some books, varieties of books, different Puranas. He placed some coins, gold coin, copper coin, silver coin. He placed some grains, so many other things. And then he left Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to crawl. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu crawled, and then he picked up one book held close to his chest. Louder. Srimad Bhagavatam. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu held it very, very close. Some Sanskrit Pandits were there. They said he'll become a great Pandit. But Jagannath Mishra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father, would know he would become a great devotee. Because Jagannath Mishra didn't know that this is Supreme Lord. One day as baby Nimai was playing, outside there were few thieves who came. And they saw him wearing nice golden ornaments, so they picked him, thinking, alright, today our prayers are answered by Chandi Devi, goddess Durga. Chandi literally means one who gives a heavy punishment. Recently I was reading Sanskrit dictionary. I come across this name, Chandi. Chandi means one who gives very, very heavy punishment. So Take care whenever, if any of you are worshipping Chanti Devi. So they pick up baby Nimai and they start running. And they tell to Nimai, you come with us, we'll give you sweets. And he was playing the role to the dot as an innocent child. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asks, what sweets will you give me? They say, milk sweets. Then Nimai asks, will you give me sandesh? They say, yeah, sure. So they keep running and they come across a sweet shop and they buy. Now Nimai's hands are full, so he's busy eating. So they keep carrying him, running, thinking that when we come to a bit isolated place, we will then take away all his ornaments. So in their vision, they see a place, very dilapidated place, no sound, no noise, nothing. They thought, yes, this is the place where we can put the baby down, take away all his ornaments and we can run away. So they carry him. Meanwhile, Chaitanya is indulging himself happily, eating a lot of sweets. As soon as they place him down, the whole vision broke, and guess where they found themselves? Right in front of Nimai's home again. Whole day they were running, trying to find place, and finally they placed him, only to find that they are brought to exactly same spot from where they had actually stolen him. So now when Jagannath Mishra sees the baby, he keeps running. Oh, Nimai, where were you? We were all very worried about your safety. And when Jagannath Mishra came running, the thieves, feeling guilty at heart, they thought he is coming to catch them. So they dropped the baby and they ran away. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even when he was a small child, he performed many miracles. And later on, as he grew up, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a big prodigy. When he was barely 12, 13 years old, he had his own school. That's how intelligent he was. Once he goes to Gaya when he was about 17 years old. And at that time, his father, Jagannath Mishra, had already left his body. So he goes 1 year after to perform the Pinda ceremony. Usually, where do people go to offer the Pinda ceremony? Especially the very first one. Louder? Yeah, somebody said that. Louder? Gaya. Gaya is a very interesting place, one of the very ancient places, and Gaya also has got a very interesting history. There was one demon by name Gayasura. He was causing lot of trouble to the people in that area. So all the devotees, they prayed to Vishnu, and finally Vishnu appeared. He fought a very, very heavy battle with Gayasura, and finally he defeated him. How did Vishnu defeat him? He broke away all his weapons, everything. Then they went for arm-to-arm combat. Vishnu defeated him, pinned him down to the ground with his back. So Gayasura is lying down like this. Vishnu placed his foot right on his chest. And then he told Gayasura, surrender now, before I release my chakra. Then Gayasura says, all right, my lord, I accept defeat. I surrender, but based on 3 conditions. And he says, first condition is, wherever you have placed your feet on my chest, I want a temple to be built here, and I want your footprint to be worshipped every single day. Vishnu said, all right. First condition is a temple to be built. Second condition, he says, I want people to come here and worship your lotus feet every single day. Vishnu says, all right. Listen to the third condition, which is interesting. He says, if even on one day your worship is stopped, until that point I'll be like a slab here, carrying your footprint on my chest as a stone. But even one day the worship stops, I will raise up again. How many of you would like to see Gayasura again? So that's why even during COVID time, even during so many foreigners coming and ransacking the place, they never stopped the worship. Because dealing with Mughals, dealing with some atrocious ruler is much easier than dealing with Gayasura. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes there, you can still see the lotus footprint of Vishnu, and they offer milk, they offer panchamrita, they offer yogurt. So it's usually performed for diseased souls. Bhakti yoga is so powerful that it doesn't just help the performer, but it helps all our forefathers, foremothers, all our descendants, all our family members, everyone. Somebody may be thinking, I am more devoted, but my husband or my wife or my kids or my father, mother, brother, they are not devotees. Will only I get the benefit, or will they can also be benefited? Bhakti Yoga gives us that avenue. Even before you start chanting, you can offer a prayer for your family members, and you chant, they will also take the benefit. Whenever you come to temple, today I have come to satsang, you wish you have someone who is very near and dear to you. Could be your parents, could be your partners right next to you, but they are not here. You can pray to Krishna and pray to Krishna, requesting him to give them the same benefit which you also take. Krishna will give both of you. So Bhakti Yoga gives. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes and then he offers the worship to the lotus footprint of Lord Vishnu, and that's where he meets his spiritual master, whose name is Ishwara Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu begs for Diksha from Ishwara Puri. Initially Ishwara Puri, he declines, saying, you are a great Pandit, I am just a simple sannyasi, I can't guide you. But upon repeated insistence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Ishwara Puri finally agrees to give him Diksha, and he gives him Diksha. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after getting Diksha in Gaya, he comes to Navadvip Dham again. And he performed a lot of Leela there. Everyone was so surprised to see the sudden transformation in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was teaching everyone how to chant holy name. He was taking everyone on Harinam to the streets. One day he goes to one of his associates, Srivas, and he tells to Srivas, whenever I chant Krishna's name, tears are rolling from my eyes. Everyone is saying, I may be a little mad. Do I have some disease? Srivas Thakur tells him, yes, you have a disease. And by the way, I also like that disease. Because Srivas Thakur, as a pure devotee of the Lord, he could understand the symptoms which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is manifesting. Sometimes when you go to temple, sometimes you come for kirtana, sometimes you hear, you are in a satsang, you will also experience it sometimes. Sometimes your eyes may be welling up with tears. Sometimes you go to the temple and you feel so much peaceful at heart. How many of you had that experience? Anytime. We all have that. But for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as a perfect devotee, every time he chants Krishna's name, he will be crying. So when he tells this to Srivas Thakur, general people couldn't understand, but Srivas Thakur could understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is on a pure devotee platform. He is Krishna himself, but Krishna in his role as a perfect devotee. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was then invited to Srivas Prabhu's home, and every night they would have Akanda Harinam, non-stop Sankirtana. It's known as Prema Sankirtana. There will be waves of Krishna Bhakti. Whoever comes there, anywhere close to that field, they will be pulled in. Their heart will be transformed and they will become pure devotees as well. So not everyone was allowed, but whoever was sincere in one's heart, they were allowed to come and participate. And whoever participated there, they all attained Krishna Prema, which is the goal of our life. We are all born in this world. We all will one day die. Generally, death is considered to be a very taboo topic, something which is considered very inauspicious. But death is also inevitable. Bhakti Yoga teaches us not to just live, but also how to leave this body. And the perfection of one's life is somehow if we become Krishna's devotee in our lives, and at the time of death, if we quit our body thinking about Krishna, we will go back to spiritual world. How many of you here would like to go back to spiritual world? How many of you would like to take birth again and go to primary school again? Nobody? So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, everywhere In this material world, there is suffering. The very name of this material world is known as Dukkha Alaya. Dukkha Alaya. Dukkha means pain, stress, suffering is there. Durga Devi, she holds a Trishul, and the Trishul has 3 points, the trident. There is a great significance of Trishul which is held by Durga Devi or Lord Shiva for that matter as well. These 3 points, they represent 3 types of miseries, 3 types of problems, 3 types of difficulties we all face in life. First type of difficulty is known as Adhyatmik Klesha. Adhyatmik means self-inflicted pain. How many of you have that experience of biting your own tongue? Sometimes. How many of you think, I caused this in my life? We have all got the experience, right? So this is known as Adhyatmik, self-inflicted pain. Because our mind is not, or intelligence is not trained, mind is not properly controlled, we sometimes take a misstep in life and we learn from it, we take back. But that experience causes us some pain. That is okay. Adhyatmik Klesha. Adi Bhautik Klesha means the difficulties that is caused by people right next to us. We may not be smokers. I hope not. But there may be people who will smoke and they'll let us inhale all of that. How many of you have that experience? That's known as Adi Bhautik. Or some mosquito coming and biting you. Adi Bhautik. Then there is third type of difficulty. It's known as Adi Daivik. Those pain which is caused by demigods also. Tsunami. Some fever you get. Some earthquake you get. Scorching. I was leaving from North Sydney. I don't know about this weather. Should I bring my jacket or should I not? It's confusing. We don't know whether we are living in summer, winter. I was once telling to one devotee, Prabhu, I don't know whether we are living in summer or winter. He said, neither, Prabhu, we are living in spring. Like, really? Once he told me like that. So it's confusing all the time. So these 3 types of difficulties are there in this world. Adhyatmik, pain caused by our own self. Adi Bhautik, pain caused by other people. And Adi Daivik, pain caused by some demigod, some devata. And Durga Devi will keep pricking us with her Trishul, piercing us with that, one pain or the other. Krishna says, Mam eva ye prapadente mayam etam tarantite. If somehow you surrender to me, at that time, because we come under the direct control of Krishna, Durga Devi will be a little relaxed on us. She won't cause us pain anymore. So the only way to come out of the pain is to take shelter of Krishna. And the best way to take shelter of Krishna is by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also known as Gauranga, he takes a sannyas when he was 24 years and then he goes on South Indian tour. If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will see the different places, the history of those different places, the different temples, the history of the different deities of those different temples. Everything is given very elaborately and very graphical descriptions are also given. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to a place known as Kurmadesh. He meets a Brahmana. He allows the Brahmana to serve him. And when the time came for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to leave, at that time the Brahmana says, I am fed up with my material life, I want to go with you. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, what about your family? What about your kids? The Brahmana said, oh, they are all Maya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chastises him, saying, no, to think like that is Maya. And then he says, don't be a Markata Vairagi. Markata Vairagi means monkey renunciate. Monkeys as such, they won't wear any clothes, they won't store any jewels, wealth, so they look like they are great sannyasis. But every male monkey will have 12 she monkeys or partners to enjoy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu uses heavy words to tell him, don't be like a monkey renunciate, wherein externally you renounce but then internally you still hold on to those desires. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives an instruction which is applicable to all of us. He tells to the Brahmana, Yare deko, tare kaho Krishna upadesh. Amara agaya guru hai, taraye desh. He says that Whoever you see, whoever you meet, you share Krishna Upadesh, which is the instructions in Bhagavad Gita. You simply chant the holy name of the Lord. In this way, you not only will make your life perfect, but you can also make other people's life perfect. So this is the instruction that you will come across repeatedly in Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Whenever any huge, big troubles come in our life, we may think, let me renounce everything and go. Where will we go? When Arjuna said the same thing to Krishna, in fact, Arjuna goes one step further and he tells to Krishna, Krishna, I don't want to kill the Kauravas and rule the kingdom. Instead, I prefer to just pick up a begging bowl and go begging door to door. Krishna tells to Arjuna, that is fine, you may go begging, but you are still a Kshatriya within your heart. Let's say you go knocking on a door and ask people, Bhiksham Dehi, somebody comes and says something bad about you. Because you are still feeling as a Kshatriya inside, guess what you will do? You will pick up your sword and you will kill them straight away. It will cause a lot of disturbance. Okay, so giving up everything, it's not an easy thing. We cannot make a show. Spirituality means we need to be honest with ourselves. And Bhakti Yoga gives us the perfect arrangement wherein Sthane Sthita, Shrutigatam Tanman Manobir. We can be situated wherever we are. If you are having a family, you can be. If you are remaining single and having your own home, you can be. If you are retired, you can be wherever you are. Or if somebody wants to be a brahmachari, they can join the temple, no problem. It doesn't matter where one is situated. If one wants to make riches, they can. If one wants to lead a simple life, they can. If one wants to become a renunciate, they can. None of this matters. What matters is whether we are chanting the holy name of the Lord or not. In Kali Yuga, that process alone is important. In the previous Kali Yuga, current Kali Yuga, we have Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as the Yuga Avatar. Before this Kali Yuga, there was Dwapara Yuga. Before that, there was Treta Yuga. Before that, there was Satya Yuga. Krishna came in Dwapara Yuga. Lord Ram came in Treta Yuga. Narsimhadev came in Satya Yuga. And then you go to the previous cycle, previous Kali Yuga. Who was the avatar, Yuga Avatar for the previous Kali Yuga? Louder, I heard that. Balaji. How many of you have been to Tirupati? Heard about Tirupati? Balaji was the Yuga Avatar for the previous cycle of Kali Yuga. So after that, he has seen one full cycle. We are back in Kali Yuga again. So every Yuga, Supreme Lord, he comes, and every Yuga, Supreme Lord gives us the Dharma. You go to Tirupati, do you know one name of Supreme Lord they keep on chanting all the time? What is it? Louder. Govinda, Govinda. Compared to any other place, you will see in Tirupati they will always keep chanting holy name. Because Dharma is, when Balaji came, at that time also Dharma was chanting the holy name of the Lord. Okay, you can clearly see the connection there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instruction is very simple. Alone, we cannot do anything. It's very easy for us to be distracted. Alone, recently one of my friends sent me a message. Simple message, but it had a very deep meaning. The message read that we run after so many things in life considering them to be important. Job, stocks, property investment, you name it. Making more money, finding like a passive income, so on and so forth. But then the message read, but once somebody falls sick, everything stops. Correct? You may have exam, you won't go to the exam. I didn't go to my exam in my upper kindergarten. I skipped one final exam because I was sick. You will cut your attempt to go to office. You will stop doing anything and everything. As soon as your health takes a hit, you will stop everything and attend to the health. And it is at that point we realize there is nothing as important in life as taking care of one's health. Correct? How many of you have this experience? When you feel like you are sick, I can't do anything. Everything stops somehow. Most important things, most important office meetings, interviews, job search, investment, everything stops. And you think, I just need good health now. And the message I was reading, my friend was actually saying, now you fast forward, we will come to a point when we will be on our deathbed. At that time, we won't be bothered about anything. Our career, what do people do, how many social media followers we have, you name it. None of that will matter. All that will matter is, where am I gonna go next? Ultimately, that is your final test. But during our lives, the other test is taking care of one's own health. Bhagavata Puran says, normally we think, this body is temporary. Body may be temporary, but we are living in the body. We have to take care. Remember, if the body is sick, we won't even be in satsang today. Agree? You won't go to office. You will even, I have one of my friends, unfortunately, because of bad health, he quit his job, went to India for 3 months for treatment. We quit the job, we changed the country. We do so many things to take care of the body. So we can't ignore the body. Okay, we are not the body, but we are living in this body, so we have to take care of this body. And Bhagavata Puran says that you can go to Krishna and you can pray for good health. It is still a spiritual prayer. That's the only material thing which is allowed according to Bhagavata Puran. That you are allowed to make the prayer to Krishna, my dear Lord, please give me good health. It is still spiritual prayer only. This much one can desire. It's given in Bhagavatam. Because if health goes bad, you cannot do anything. You cannot even do material or spiritual activity. Nothing you can do. Likewise, we also need to understand, as time rolls by, there will come a time when we may be immovable. We may be on our deathbed. At that time, the only thing that will come to our aid is the holy name of the Lord. That's why it's important during our whole life, if we practice chanting the holy name little bit. Some of us here, we chant 16 rounds mala. Doesn't matter. You can chant one mala. You can't chant one mala, chant half a mala, quarter mala. Doesn't matter. One holy name, good enough. I'll tell you one story. It's in Gita Mahatmya. Gita Mahatmya has got 18 chapters. There are as many chapters as there are chapters in Bhagavad Gita. 18 chapters are there. And each chapter of Gita Mahatmya teaches what benefit one gets by reading each one of those chapters. Stories only. You can get them. If you come to our temple, you will find a copy of them. So for one of the chapters it's given, once there was a bull. And the bull had a very greedy owner. He always made the bull to carry very, very heavy loads. One day he made the bull to pull a cart and he piled it up with so much heavy load that the bull was struggling. It was summer. It was trying to pull. It was salivating. Mouth has gone dry, and at one point it couldn't move anymore. It just crumbles. And the bull is about to die. At that time, the people in that marketplace, they come surrounding the bull and they were looking at the bull, feeling very sorry for it. Whenever you see any animal, any small or big, doesn't matter if they are injured, naturally that will evoke some sympathy. So everyone was looking at it. Among those group of people, there was one prostitute. Everyone was praying for the well-being of the bull. She was also praying. And then everyone dispersed. The cow died. Few years later, one day the prostitute heard a knock on her door. She goes and she opens the door. And there was a very sattvic, effulgent Brahmana standing in front. And the Brahmana fell at her feet and telling her, "Thank you very much for saving me." And she got confused. She says, "Look, I am a prostitute. Whatever activity that I actually do, it is going to bring me a lot of sins only. What did I do? Who are you? Identify yourself." And then the Brahmana says that, "You remember few years ago there was one bull that was dying on the street in the marketplace. Everyone was there looking very sympathetically towards the bull. And everyone offered whatever shukriti they had. You also had offered. Do you remember?" Then she says, "Yes, I remember." What did you offer to that bull? Then she says, I offered whatever shukriti that I have, whatever piety that I had accrued, may that go to this bull and that let this bull be saved. And the Brahmana says, I was that bull. Not only that, of all the piety which the people in that crowd gave, only yours is the most powerful. Look, from bull's body, I have now become the Brahmana here. So what great pious activity did you do to make a bull to be a first class Brahmana? Then she says, look, my profession is like this. The only good thing that I can think of is, I have one parrot. You come, I'll show you. Then he comes in, she shows the parrot. The parrot just keeps saying just 2 words from one line of the verse of Bhagavad Gita. And then the Brahman asks, how did the parrot learn these 2 words? Then she says, this parrot used to be in the forest that was just outside of Gurukula. Inside the forest, one hunter caught it, and when he was actually selling it, I caught this parrot, I bought it, and every day I feed this parrot nuts. But because the parrot had actually heard the same words again and again and again, the parrot just repeats those 2 words from Gita. If at all I had some shukriti, it was simply due to the hearing of those 2 words recited by the parrot. So this is how Mahatmya for one of the chapter in Bhagavad Gita goes. So we may come, you may see the little kids playing around, but what you won't realize is how much the kids are actually observing and they are learning. One day they will surprise you and you'll be like, hey, when did the kid learn this? How many of your kids have surprised you? Many times learning something. Happens, right? And you think like, hey, who taught you this? How did you learn? I got beaten by my parents. Who taught you this? I still remember the day when I stopped drinking in my feeding bottle, and in my whole family stood around me and they were clapping hands. Very good like that. I felt very proud. So little bit bhakti. Come to temple. Okay, once a week. You can't come once a week. Come once a month. Come at least during festivals. You come for satsang. We have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So many programs are happening in Vamanaksetra. Attend that. You can't come face to face, at least attend online. You can't come to the temple for darshan. Tune into Mayapur TV or tune into YouTube. We have live broadcast of all the programs there. Aratis you will see. You can hear the classes. Come for prasad. Come for kirtana. Come for meeting other devotees. In this way, somehow or other, if we give ourselves a chance to be in the Sangha, we will all be carried forward on our path back to the spiritual world. And this is the gift of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He says, Bharata Bhumi te hoile janmayar, janma shartaka kari kara para upakar. Whoever who is born in Bharat, they have 2 duties to perform. One is they need to make their life perfect. Kari kara para upakar. They also need to make other people's life perfect. So we need to take up this process in whatever little way. Next time you come, you bring one more friend. You bring your neighbor, you bring your friend. They may come just for one festival, doesn't matter. But the shukriti they take. And what we don't know is, that's why I told you the story from Gita Mahatmya. One little shukriti. That is enough. Krishna says, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Even a little perfection in bhakti, if somebody progresses 1%, and that's all they do. Let's say you bring somebody, they come for one satsang here. And then you call them next time, I say no, it's boring, I'm not coming. Fine. But they have started 1%, right? When they die, when they are born again, guess what? They'll be sitting in front row. Because that 1% will push them already. They'll start from 1% onwards. Okay, so in bhakti, there is no loss at all. It always accumulates. So it's very, very important that we understand this and we give everyone an opportunity. You give some prasad to your neighbors, you cook prasad, offer it. You may celebrate the birthday of your kids, birthday of your parents, marriage anniversary day, whatever. Give prasad. They are all good excuses. Some festival comes, Diwali comes, give some prasad. Likewise, holy name, share some links with them. Tell them, okay, you can take darshan. You can't go to the temple today, fine, at least take darshan this way. In this way, if we give each other good opportunity, not only can we be happy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, we can make the whole world happy. And guess what? I'll finish with this point. Krishna says, you can do so many services for Krishna. You can do Abhishek, you can do dressing, you can do bathing, you can give Lakshmi, you can do so many services for Krishna. But of all the services which you can possibly do, all the seva which you can possibly do for Krishna, there is one which Krishna considers to be the topmost. And Krishna says, if one devotee does this, that devotee is the most dearest to me. Nacha tasman manusheshu kaschin me priya kritamaha bhavita nacha me tasmad anya priyataro bhuvi. Krishna says there is no servant in this world more dear to me in the present nor in the future. And what is that devotee? That devotee who shares this message about Bhakti Yoga, who shares this message of Bhagavad Gita with others. And sharing the message is very easy. You see book table there, Jambavati Mataji is there always. I remember 2014-15, I went to Helensburgh temple to distribute books on a New Year's Day. We parked the car and before we could approach people, we see hordes of people coming out, each holding Bhagavad Gita. I was like, looks like I have a competitor here. Guess who was there? Mataji was already inside setting up the stall and distributing books to them. And she's still there. So you see, she is with the book table there. You can go, get a copy. Next time you go to your friends, neighbors, any birthday celebration, anything, you can just go and gift. That's all you need to do. How easy, how cool is that? If you simply do that, Krishna is saying you will become most dear to me. Then there is no expiry date for it. And if you are really, really intelligent and you want to be really, really close, dear to Krishna, you just keep on doing every single time. That's all. Become a book distributor. If you can't distribute book, just bring somebody here. Then also you will be the dearest devotee. The most important thing is either you directly share this message or you facilitate them so that they can come to a satsanga and from there somebody else can actually share the message with them. Both will take the same credit. Shortly we'll have the arati. You'll have a pujari blowing conch, doing arati. And we may be sitting there standing, some devotees will be singing. You may be thinking, they are doing puja, they are doing kirtana, they all will take benefit. What about me? Let me tell you something. In Bhakti Yoga, how many of us are in this room? Probably 80, 90, 100. Everything, if a kirtana is happening here, all 100 of us will take the same benefit. Now you may be thinking, okay, this Prabhu is sitting and doing some pravachan here. He will take more benefit. No. If you are not here, guess who I will be talking to? Just the four walls. I am talking and I am taking some devotional benefit. Remaining 99 of you also take the same benefit. Understand, it's always a collective offering only. Likewise, somebody may be serving you prasad after some time. The one who serves and the one who sits and eats, they also take the same benefit. The one who does arati there, you may be standing there just watching and you think, wow, this is nice. You will also take the same benefit. So it's not a question of one person getting more and one person getting less. It's not like that. Everyone takes the same benefit as long as we are all in the same sangha. Okay, so it's very, very important that we continue doing what we are doing, and most important is we expand on our family. The more the merrier, and whatever little way, shape, form we can help in bringing more people to the satsanga, it's better for you and better for the whole world. Is there anyone who is sitting here and regretting, I became a devotee in life? No? It's still not too late, you can still walk out. No? No. We forget about all troubles, at least during the time. Now that I've told you, forget all troubles, now you'll be thinking, Actually, we forget. Yatridyante katamrishtas, trishnaya prashamayanaha, nirvairam etra bhuteshu, nodvego etra kastati. It's given. That Whenever and wherever there is Krishna Katha going on, at least during that duration, you will lose your fear, you will lose your anger, you will lose any kind of negative qualities that you have. Now, what to do to keep the positivity all the time? Be in the satsanga all the time. That's all you have to do. Okay, thank you very much for so attentively hearing. I can see from this angle. My humble prayers to Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Gaur Nitai, Shri Narsinghadev, Shri Jagannath Baladev, Subhadra Maharani, that they bless everyone in this room and everyone who is part of Vamanaksetra with their causeless mercy and the shelter of their lotus feet. Let's chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times, begging for the mercy of Lord Gaur Nitai, that we keep progressing more and more, and we also become a selfless instrument in their hands, so that through us, so many more people will get that mercy. Let's raise our arms, close your eyes, sit straight, don't sleep. Let's chant 3 Hare Krishna Mahamantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki, Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Samaved Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki, Vamanaksetra Yatra devotees ki, Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki.